Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Grapevine for a very special Valentine's Day episode.
And this is well, I was going to say this is Jay.
And this is Hay.
And our topic of today is the Valentine's and treasures of love.
Treasures of love? What? Nobody told me about that topic. They just told me about Valentine's Day.
So, in celebration of Valentine's, which is red,
Yes.
red hearts, red.
You're wearing red.
I'm wearing red, but we are drinking
Red wine.
red wine.
I'm not
We're
wearing
drinking
red.
a very delicious Sauvignon, Cabernet Sauvignon.
Mm-hmm.
I just forgot what the name is, but since we're not sponsored, we're not going to say it.
Okay, well, we should, though, just to be...
No,
Okay,
until we get a sponsor, we're just going to say we're drinking a red wine.
Okay.
So,
well, they might want to buy it. Oh, okay, fine. Well,
so-
cheers then.
But cheers.
There we go.
And hopefully you heard that click.
That's good.
It is good. It's smooth.
It is
So-
smooth. It's light and smooth.
Yeah. So we're finally doing what we've always promised to do, and have conversations over a glass of wine.
Yes.
We've only done it once out of the last 15 episodes.
The very first episode, as a matter of
Yep.
fact.
And so we're finally having a glass of wine.
Oh, yeah.
And it might be because we're actually recording this at night and not during the day. Because we're not really day drinkers. And there's the silence.
I'm sorry. What now?
Welcome to our episodes, ladies and gentlemen. We're still trying to figure out what the hell we're doing.
Sorry, yeah, mm-hmm. Yep. Hi.
So, ladies and gentlemen.
I was distracted by my phone. I apologize. Normally, I have my phone facing downward. That is typically my thing, but I was distracted, and I apologize to Jay, and I apologize to everyone out there because my Doug squirrel situation that just occurred. So I apologize.
We'll forgive you.
Thank you.
So, back on topic.
Yes.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
It is February 14th.
As always.
As always.
Nothing's changed.
The traditional Hallmark holiday commercial selling gift cards and flowers and candy.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I'm sorry. You were speaking.
The laugh track. Oops. There it is. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now I lost track what I was going to try to get to.
Wow. See, I distracted you with a blah, blah.
Yeah, you did
blah,
distract me.
Blah, blah. Sorry.
I personally don't need a holiday specific to show my romantic side.
Correct.
I try to always do it whenever I think of somebody, I will do something nice.
Sure.
So
We've discussed this. That I agree.
yes,
100%.
so we don't need a specific holiday. But it doesn't say that I wouldn't do something on this special occasion.
Sure. Well, let's talk about people that don't have a special someone. That's what I want to discuss.
Well, okay.
Wow. That was
That was a really smooth transition.
Wow. Yes, that's what I want to discuss. Let's discuss that because there's a lot of people out there that don't have a significant other, so they're spending their time with us. You're welcome, everybody.
It's so we can theme this singles awareness episode as well.
Singles awareness? What the heck is that?
That used to be the story of my life.
Cheers. Cheers to that. That is the story of my life right now. Singles awareness, everybody. That's
so
really sad.
Yeah, yes. Many, many years. But of course, I'm very picky and I have to.
Is that a Capricorn thing? Is that we're picky? Is that a thing?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, we've had the discussion before. I also pursued the wrong people.
Okay, well, let's not go down that rabbit hole. Okay, let's not do that.
I mean, typical urban cowboy. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love in too many faces.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
God, we just went karaoke
We
right now.
totally did. Okay. So
Okay,
let's.
so we'll blame that on the red wine. Red
Red
wine.
wine. Oh, my God.
UB40. If we had the rights to the music, we could put it here, but that's copyrighted, so you're stuck with our voices.
I apologize.
So
Jay actually has a decent voice. I do not. I sound like a dying cat that was just recently run over. So, yep, that sounds about right. Actually, okay, you don't need to mock me any further. I'm doing a good enough job just as it is. So let's go ahead and discuss. Okay, so before you had a girlfriend, right? And you know that I am recently, well, not recently, but like a year now almost. Let's not even go there. I've been, single.
Yes.
And before you had a girlfriend, you were single, obviously. Well, not obviously, because you could have had a girlfriend immediately, but according to all of our previous conversations, you had not. So let's go ahead and have that discussion about what a first date looks like. And are there off topics, like topics that you don't want to discuss? And are there certain things that you do want to discuss immediately?
Ooh, that's a good one. Let's go on the premise that right now with this episode, and we're talking about the dating scene in general.
Okay.
That it's very difficult nowadays. But topic of conversation for the first date, I think, should be very basic.
Okay.
Definitely don't get into anything very deep like politics, religion, because those are bound to cause trouble in the first go around. You're going to want to have something that's more casual.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit of like current events. Maybe something a little pop culturally.
Okay.
To find common ground.
Okay.
Talk about foods. Type of palate that maybe somebody likes and prefers.
Okay.
Very you can say that it's shallow topics.
Shallow. Okay.
But it's basic.
Really?
Yes, because I think it's certain elements in that.
Okay.
You're going to find a reasonable thread of connection.
Okay.
Of finding somebody that is going to be compatible or not compatible.
Interesting.
And then once you feel that maybe there's a little bit of a chemistry because of what you're dealing with in the conversation, you may have a giggle here or a laugh. And the girl, maybe her body language, she's flicking her hair or something, and you feel that there's a little bit of chemistry. Then on the second date, you'll have something where it could be a little bit more deep or maybe more intellectual.
Okay, so
and again, it's I'm just trying to, because subjects, like I said before, politics, religion, government,
so keep it superficial is what you're saying for the first date.
Not necessarily superficial, but because it could be interpreted as superficial, but it's more innocent basics. I mean, you're not going to be talking about, serious world order, climate change.
Well, no, obviously. Okay,
Right.
Number one, who the heck even has that conversation on a first date?
Definitely don't talk about exes and stuff like that on a first date.
No, absolutely. No, 100% agreed.
Yeah, so
don't speak
but
about an ex.
Yeah, but there's people that obviously do that as red flags. So
Sure.
But I mean, if you're talking about stuff like this week, I'm not going to say what's happening in Congress, but maybe a little bit about the tragedy that happened in the Middle East a little bit.
Okay.
but not get really in depth about it.
Okay.
Just say that it's kind of tragic. Hopefully,
That is your go-to for a first
no,
date?
no, I'm not saying that should be the first date.
No.
But
No. Not obviously not Congress. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Not even the tragedy itself.
What? No, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
What I meant was your first go-to on a first date would be to discuss very what's the word that you used? Superficial, very
I would say
blanketed.
I would say blanketed, basic topics. What's recent television shows you watch?
That's interesting.
What foods do you like? What do what's your favorite coffee? Those kind of basic elements to find compatibility.
You think so?
I think so. Because
I completely disagree on this topic.
Oh, maybe that's where I've been going wrong for 30 years. So, I mean,
okay. Well,
what would you like to discuss on a first date?
Well, I don't know. I haven't had a first date in a very, very, very long time. But in reviewing, in considering this particular topic, and I have not gone on a first date in a very long time. So, which is why I leaned towards you first, because I'm thinking, well, I really don't know what I would talk. I would want to talk about the person. Like, I would want to get to know the individual. I don't really care what they do. I don't think that that's overly important. I don't think that should be discussed. I feel like who they are, how they were raised, where they were raised, things of that nature are important.
Yeah. And those are...
I feel like that's not superficial, but I feel like that is something that is important for me to understand the psychology behind the individual that I want to possibly get to know before I even decide that I want to approach a second date. Now, depending on his, his response, and of course, that's where I would take it from there on, and whether there's chemistry and whether he's deciding that he wants to be open in regards to that aspect of his life or not, then we know where we can take it from there. But I feel like discussing whether you like Chinese or Italian more, I don't feel like that really gets you very far. Well, I feel like those are what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I don't know the word I'm looking for because I'm drinking red wine. So that's just the facts, guys. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I totally understand that.
Okay.
I mean, when I say talking about some of the basics, yes, finding out if somebody likes Chinese versus Italian, it's not really a matter of Chinese Italian, but it's more of the topic of, okay, what do you prefer? Well, I say I like Italian. Then getting into, well, what kind of Italian? Do you like the lasagna? Do you like the spaghetti? Do you like, you can dive deeper into it a little bit.
How is that deeper?
It's a matter of palate. Never mind.
What?
Never mind. I just...
What? Now I definitely understand where you definitely went wrong all those years. Yeah. That does not make any sense. It might make sense to somebody else, but for me, I can't connect the dots.
But a more serious stuff, more in-depth conversation would be in talking with somebody. Would definitely be like, okay, yeah, what do you do? Well, I'm an accountant. Okay.
I don't want to know what somebody does.
Yeah, but where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I think that's a fair question.
See, that would be something that would be, nice to figure out.
On a first date?
Sure.
You want to know where somebody thinks they're going to be on a first date. Don't you think that that's a lot of pressure?
No.
I just met you. Where do I want to be in 5 years from now? let's say I'm dating you. We're not. That's not the point. I'm just saying here, let's say we're going on a date. Hi, Jay. How are you?
Hello, A.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Let's drink some wine and have a conversation. Why don't we?
You like red wine?
I absolutely like red wine. However, I can only drink one-ish glass because I get very tipsy. So I'm going on 2 now. So there's that.
Interesting.
Yes. Is that something you would want to hear on a first date?
No.
Okay. So something as simple as that, you don't want to hear. However, you are comfortable with hearing, what the hell do you have planned for 5 years? How does that make sense?
See how I twisted the whole conversation?
You're welcome. No, I don't think you twisted it. I think I did that.
You think anything I said was serious?
Aren't you the serious one in this relationship? Because Lord knows I'm not.
At this point, I don't know what I am.
Didn't we have dinner earlier today? And didn't I say that you had a V?
Oy vey.
Oy vey, indeed. And vey is not the V word that I was referring to.
No.
Because Jay tends to be the more female of the two of us.
That's because I have a very kind heart.
You do. What the hell does that mean? Okay, number one, yes, you do have a very kind heart. But you are insinuating, my dear friend, that I do not. Oh my gosh, there's silence. What is happening right now? Oh my God.
Her heart is of ice.
Be flipping S. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's correct. BS.
See, we're still rated PG on that one.
That's right. It totally took me for a loop. I was like, wait a minute. Did I say that right?
Anyway.
I have a heart.
Yes, you do have a heart. That's why we get along. And I think that's part of the Capricorn in us.
Okay, there's still silence, and I don't believe you for a second, but that's okay. Let's carry on with this Valentine's Day situation that we got going on here.
One of the things about dating in general nowadays is it's not effing easy.
Here's the thing. You know what? I disagree. I think dating is easy. I think people make it complicated.
I don't know.
I do. I feel like people. Okay, so for instance, I'm going to venture out here and explain to you why I think this. Now, whether I'm right or wrong, or whether you think I'm right or wrong, that's completely different.
Well, that's what the show is all about.
That is correct. So I don't feel like going out on a date and having a conversation with somebody is difficult.
No, that ain't
I don't feel like that's difficult. That is going out on a date. However, humans make it complicated. We bring our emotions and all our past luggage and carry-ons and BS and trauma and everything else piled on top of that to the date. And we're seeing that person through those filters. I think that right there is what makes it complicated. I don't think itself is a
that is a part of it, yes.
Because if I'm having a conversation with you because I've known you for a long time and we can be open with one another and be honest with one another and know that when I'm saying something outside of my flipping head, which makes absolutely zero sense, you're going to laugh at me and go, that's hilarious and that is so you. And you take it with a grain of salt and you just move on with your life. Right?
Correct.
However, if I did that with a person, that's not going to go well. They're going to look at me like I am absolutely insane. Exactly. Or I know that I have to go into this conversation knowing that I am the way that I am. I'm not saying that I'm psychotic. That's not true. However, let's say, for instance, I am a little loopy, right? And I go in and have this conversation with this person and go, oh, hey, by the way, Jay, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. I am a little loopy, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to look at me and go, dude, I am not going out on another date with you because you're flipping psychotic. Correct? Yes or no?
Could be, yes.
There you go. Dating is not complicated. A conversation is not complicated. The way we view each other is complicated. Therefore, it comes down to emotions overall.
Well, I mean, and for me, I'm very old school. I'm very traditional.
Mm-hmm.
I like to consider myself chivalrous.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel nowadays a lot of women actually look down on that.
That I'm so glad that you brought that up, because I feel that is definitely a conversation that needs to be had, because I feel that chivalry is dead. I don't feel that many men are chivalrous anymore. And you're right. You bring up a very valid point.
They aren't anymore because...
Do you think that it's the women's, I can do this myself?
Part of it.
Kind of a thing?
It's part of the...
Okay, I think that's fair.
It's part of the attitude. It's like,
Yeah.
I can open the door by myself. Why are you opening it for me?
You know what? It's funny that you say that, because I just saw a meme the other day that said, don't be surprised that you don't get flowers when you've been singing I Can Buy Me Flowers all week long.
Yeah, well, yeah, from Miley Cyrus's new song.
Yes. And Miley Cyrus, I love your song. I think it's an amazing song. However,
I'm from the generation where the Dixie Chick says, I'm going to kill Earl.
amazing song.
Right. So that's two different generations of how women deal with men.
Okay. That's very drastic views.
But it is kind of a look
Okay.
at it.
To be fair, in the case of the Earl song,
Yeah, he was an abuser.
he was an abuser and he cheated. Not to say that the man deserved to die. However, that's hilarious. Number two, in the case of the Miley Cyrus songs, I think it's called Flowers, right?
Yeah, it's
I don't
called
know.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Look, I got pop culture correctly. Yes.
It's a miracle.
Go me. But in the case of Miley Cyrus, if she's heartbroken and because she's been cheated on time and time and time again, there is nothing wrong with writing poetry to music and pouring out that emotion to get it all out. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, going through with actions of actually killing Earl, that would be problematic. Getting it out in writing, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Well, you're being sensible on my comment, so that's
I'm being what?
Sensible.
But I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say that again for me?
Oh no, I repeated it twice already. You're not going to get it a third time.
Damn.
I mean, yes.
I just want everybody to know that he said I am sensible.
At least at this conversation, she was.
Mother effer, are you kidding me right now? Carry on.
My reference in this kind of semi-joking nature of it all is just that one song, the woman is, yeah, screw the man, whatever. I can take care of myself. I can buy myself flowers. I can do whatever I want. That's cool and nice and dandy.
Yeah.
On the other hand, one of it is like, yes, you did me wrong, but
Yeah.
you know, at the same time, I'm going to get back at you. It's not necessarily the killing part of it, but it's like I can still, I can still take care of myself, but I can still get back at you at the same time. So that's just my point.
Okay, so what's wrong with that? I'm so sorry. Can you?
It's just it's two different. One is like,
But they're both saying the same thing. They're both saying they can take care of themselves. So tell me what's wrong with that.
But the guy got off on one, and the other didn't.
Okay, so Earl's dead. Let's forget about Earl. He's dead. Let's carry on with that.
So.
And to be fair, didn't somebody else help her out with killing Earl?
Yeah, her best friend from high school.
Yeah.
Who came in because she realized that, it was happening. She flew.
And wasn't it Reba McEntire that had a song where she was cheated on and who was it? Who had a song that said that they were being cheated on?
It was Reba.
It was Reba, right? Black Cadillac or something?
No.
Or what was it called?
No, you're talking about the song where she sang with Linda Davis. Is he with you? Is he with me?
No, that's not the one I'm talking about. Where they actually killed the man and they both went to the grave.
No, I think that was Carrie Underwood.
It was Carrie Underwood. It was Black Cadillac.
I think that's Carrie Underwood.
That's right. So that is definitely more.
And then you got Carrie Underwood, which scratched the key to the car while he was fooling around inside the bar.
There you go. So what are we learning here? Don't mess with a woman. That's really what we're
Definitely don't mess with Carrie Underwood.
Well, she's Christian, but you know what? Even Christian women can go off their dang bonkers when they're being betrayed. I mean, honestly, what it really comes down to, and this really has nothing to do with a man or a woman. If I'm being honest, when you're betraying somebody and you are, if I'm giving my heart and soul into you, right, and you decide that you want to betray that trust, that is hurtful. And absolutely, you're going to be bitter. You're going to be bitter for a while because you have both ends. That goes both ends, whether it's a male or a female. Yeah. You're gonna be bitter. You're going to be angry, and you have every right to be angry because you have just been betrayed. There's absolutely nothing wrong with any of these songs. These songs depict a very short window of how these people are feeling during a very short amount of time. Eventually, we all get over it. Hopefully, we all get over it and carry on with our lives, right? And move on with whatever emotion and then start dating or whatever that looks like. But I don't see that there's anything wrong with these songs. But we totally got off the subject. We're talking about Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we kind of made it like anti-Valentine's Day with the way the topic went.
Wow.
So I'm going to try to...
I'm not anti-Valentine's Day.
No, I am not anti-Valentine's either. I actually love the day. I love amore.
Okay, let me tell you what. I don't really care for the day, but I do love love.
I love love. So I'm going to share something I wrote for everybody about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay, sure.
It was a time where I was single, but I was expressing my emotions out. And I always thought it was actually quite nice, and I've gotten positive feedback from it many times. Mm-hmm. So now I'm gonna read it to everybody.
Do it.
Share it with everyone.
Absolutely.
So
I don't think I've ever heard this.
No, I don't think I ever shared this one with you.
You don't share this with me?
No.
Oh, I'm hurt.
Until now.
I'm hurt.
So I wrote this, as I said, about 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a mix of a poem and a prose.
Okay.
Combined.
Okay.
So it says, love is the strongest of all emotions.
It is.
Love is the most powerful of magics.
Ooh.
Love gives us joy. Love makes us sick. Love haunts our dreams and consumes our days. You can't make or force someone to love you. When lost, love hurts the most and is very hard to recover from. There are different degrees of love. Love for friends, love for family, and love for the special someone to share our life with. Mm-hmm. May we continue to share the love of friendship we have built together. May we continue to have the love of our family members, from parents to grandparents, from siblings to cousins, to our children. But most of all, may we all have or find the love with the special someone that is respectful, honest, sharing, trustworthy, deserving, and most of all, unconditional. Love isn't a game. Love is the truest and grandest of feelings. Love is the highest of risks, but love is the richest of rewards. Happy Valentine's Day.
That's really nicely done.
Thank you.
That is really nicely done. And let me tell you, so we were talking about chivalry here just a bit ago. You brought it up, right? I feel that poetry is one of those things that we're missing. I feel that poetry is beautiful. Anybody who is willing to open up their hearts and their emotion like that is worthy. I feel like that is a worthy individual, and I feel like we need more men like that.
Well, thank you.
Because
thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Wow. Don't let that go to your head there, dear. my dear friend. Um, you all do know that Jay and I have been friends for what, 25-ish years?
Yes,
right?
It's a long time.
So I can call him dear with no innuendos, no anything like that. I really consider him a very true friend and a brother. So, my dear friend, my darling, my sweetheart, I'm so glad that you have a girlfriend that treasures you. And I wish to all the men out there to learn from this gentleman's example. Because, number one, he's got the kindest heart. He's got a true heart.
You're going to make me cry.
Oh my God, get over it. Just stop drinking for the love of Peter and Paul.
And Mary.
And Mary. Let's throw Mary in there. Why not?
It's the name of the band, man.
What's the name of the band?
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Peter, Paul, and Mary was a band?
Yeah, in the 1960s and 70s.
Oh, I just thought that was people in the Bible.
No, it was actually a musical group.
It is people in the Bible, though.
Yes, that too.
Okay. The hell was I saying?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, to listening to the Unfiltered Grapevine. Please visit our website, unfilteredgrapevine.com, and become a Patreon member, or visit our merchandise shop and purchase one of our several products. Like and subscribe. We'll listen to you next time. Thanks again. Bye.